Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to thank you folks first for your attendance, and I would like to extend my gratitude. I am extremely honored to be surrounded by such great-minded people with massive experiences in the field. My name is Firas, and I'm representing Falcon Viz. Today I'll be talking to you folks about building the open metaverse in Saudi Arabia with HBIM and drone technologies. So a little bit about myself first. I'm a graduate of King Abdulaziz University in Jeddah with a Bachelor's of Science in Geomatics. I've been with Falcon Viz for 2 years, and I've worked in various regions of the kingdom. I've done an HBIM project in Al-Balad, which is the historical region in Jeddah. I've worked in Asir in surveying 27 historical villages. In Al-Ihsa, we've done a scan to BIM for Fort Zahud, which is a historical fort in the area. And I've also contributed to the virtual reality booth presentation of the Life Historical District in an expo the company had. So, Falcon Viz is an asset digitization company. We are located in KAUST, that's the King Abdullah University for Science and Technology. And I want to run you guys through our methodology. So there are 4 general stages, which begins with scanning, where we collect the data, processing, where we manage and filter the data, modeling, where we give the data some sort of dimensionality, and digitalization, which I will speak about in a second. For scanning, we use a fleet of state-of-the-art technologies. For example, the RTC 360, which is capable of 2 million points per second with an accuracy of 3 to 5 millimeters. M300, which is basically top of the line in the world of drone surveying, can accommodate many payloads, whether it's thermal, whether it's LiDAR, whether it's photographic, as well as mobile mapping and other GIS techniques. In terms of processing, we have access to world-class IT infrastructure, and there are a few points that I want to make. Basically, that we have access to massive processing power, such as supercomputers and KAUST, access to data visualization facilities, using high internet speed for data streaming and sharing, as well as experts in data processing algorithms and applications. So what does this mean for our client base? It means that we can collect a massive amount of data, we can process it a lot faster, we can deliver it a lot faster, and with multiple PhD holders in the company, we can overcome obstacles a lot faster. Then move on to the modeling segment. And in terms of modeling, we can present various forms of 3D, Revit, and various forms of modeling formats. This is just one simple example of a detailed MEP model we did at Makkah, Haram. And don't take my word for the quality of the work that we present. Take Autodesk's word, because we have been chosen for 2 years in a row, 2017 and 2018, to present a talk on the best practices of creating 2D and 3D Revit models out of point cloud data. So far we've spoken about scanning, processing, modeling, but so what? At the end of the day, it's just a model. This is where the digitalization comes through, which is the process by which we present solutions to our clients tailored specifically to their needs. A prime example here is Al-Balad district, where we did an asset inventory. This asset inventory was tailored to accommodate a tremendous amount of data of the entire region with specific filtration that suits the client, such as the area, the number of floors, the land use, the ownership status, the preservation status, whether there has been a historical study of the building or not. A similar example we've also done is in the Riyadh downtown, where we did a building condition survey. And in the King Abdullah Economic City, for Al-Baylasan district, we did a 3D wayfinding tool. And for King Faisal Specialist Hospital, we did a BIM VR tool. So, as you can probably tell, there are many services that we can provide. However, for the sake of this presentation, I'll be specifically focusing on cultural heritage documentation. So let's talk about the metaverse a little. The metaverse recently has been used as a trigger word very often. And to simplify it to you guys, no, it's not Facebook. So what really is the metaverse? There is no singular definition of what the metaverse is. There are multiple attempted definitions. But what all of these definitions have in common is two things. One, an immersed collaborative next-gen internet. And two, it is a convergence between real and virtual. It is the meeting point between these two planes. So in 2022, in January of 2023, the World Economic Forum released their timeline of attempting to define and build the metaverse. So in 2022, they released a paper on the consumer metaverse where they discussed the stakeholders and the exploration of the key components, foundational technologies, roles, and paths to economic value creations. And then when you move down the line, there is governance. And they discuss interoperability, which is, simply put, how all of these stakeholders would interact with one another. What are the rules that govern these interactions? And then we reach the point of January 2023, which they discuss what they call the industrial metaverse, which is the exploration of early stage use cases, foundational technologies, and future potential related to the industrial metaverse. And we at Falcon Biz want to be one of the people who lay the bricks to this foundation of the metaverse. So the metaverse as a whole is an umbrella term. It encapsulates a lot of the currently emerging technologies, such as artificial intelligence, machine learning, IoTs, blockchain, and under this umbrella are more, well, not mundane, but technologies that we might consider to be mundane, like social media and mobile phones and internet, that are actually very exquisite and have a lot of utilities. So it's fair to say that the digital 3D real-time immersion enables us to better understand and comprehend the world, our colleagues, and the artifacts around us. And there have been numerous use cases of the metaverse in action, whether it's social experiences, immersive commerce collaboration, real estate, travel, and so on. So where do these 2 points meet? You're going to tell me, okay, Firas, you spoke about modeling, scanning, and methodology, BIM, and then you spoke about metaverse. This is the conversion points of these two topics, which is a use case that Falcon Biz wants to present. We want to, like I mentioned, be one of the people who assist in the bricklaying of the foundation of the future, and this is our attempt at doing that. We present the HBIM Metaverse Lab. So, most of us here are familiar with what a BIM model is, but maybe not all of us are familiar with what an HBIM model is. Simply put, HBIM is an application of BIM methodology to cultural heritage documentation and conservation. It differs from regular BIM models in the fact that traditional BIM models have predefined specifications and libraries, whereas historical BIM models don't. And there are many unknown parameters, such as condition, state of repair, point of origin, creators. And on top of all of this, it also incorporates a lot of cultural and historical information that may not be accommodated in traditional BIM model. So it's fair to say that it is a curation tool for preservation, access, standardization, and sustainability. With these differences between traditional BIM models and HBIM models comes a lot of complexities, such as HBIM models that are modeled from laser scan point clouds, so they can be very complex, very irregular. The data can be very heterogeneous, so every part is different. There is no part that you can just copy-paste around the building. There are many unknowns and missing information, such as material, interior condition, and so on. And once again, it integrates a lot of historical documents and cultural memoirs that may not fit in a traditional BIM model. So, once again, what's the point? This is the point. One of the projects that I had the honor of working on is an HBIM project in Al-Balad, which is the historical region in Jeddah. And this model required a tremendous amount of data to be scanned, a tremendous amount of processing power, and a tremendous amount of just manpower to get all of this data together, to process it, to model it, to filter it, to then deliver it to the clients. And during the previous Q&A panel, I asked Mr. Casey Ruckland. He said that the PDF is the most interoperable form that we have today. And as comical as that notion is, it is depressingly true. So I asked him, in your opinion, what is the next point in interoperability? What is the transformative point that interoperability wants to reach? And he said, it is the point where the model exists outside of the software. So ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to present to you a model that exists outside of the software.
Before digital twins and even drone photogrammetry was known by the public, at Falcon Viz, we have been developing the tools of the future. What you see here is the mass model of owl ballad generated from a combination of satellite and drone-based capture. Imagine selecting any documented site with an owl ballad and being able to pull it up in the metaverse, that same structural report. Imagine being able to focus and isolate each building by using the structural report. Our vision is to digitize our world. Since our inception, a key component of digitization is the digital preservation of cultural heritage. We first captured owl ballad in its entirety in 2014, which helped secure this key part of Saudi and Muslim cultural heritage as an UNESCO preserved site. Since then, over the years, we have advanced our technology to deliver unprecedented detail and accuracy of scan-to-BIM models of owl ballad. One of our most recent projects involved creating a heritage building information model for more than 40 endangered homes in owl ballad. However, so much of the data we captured and converted into 3D in the end was summarized in 2D maps and PDFs. After delivering the results to the Ministry of Culture, primarily as raw data, BIM models, and extensively documented structural reports, we began to ask, can we go beyond traditional methods of HBIM by harnessing technologies of the metaverse? The advantage of the metaverse is the ability to visualize in real time the convergence of digital twins and all of their data at your fingertips, as you can see here. All of the extensive data collected for HBIM can be dynamically linked with the 3D models. We call this the Falcon Viz Metaverse Lab. It is a full software suite of XR-based tools that allow HBIM to be taken to the next level of visualization and analysis. Each of the critical slices of the model can be dynamically selected to get a full 3D view of only what the 2D PDFs can partially explain, as you can see here. Using native hand tracking, we are able to allow a more natural interaction with your data, as if it was a 3D printed model sitting on your desk. We have directly integrated the ability to sync BIM data generating reports to their digital twin counterpart in the metaverse. You can juxtapose the 2D reports with the 3D model slices to gain a better understanding of the data. We see this as leading to better understanding of the problems in cultural heritage restoration, and also provide a digital hands-on approach to the building decisions before going to visit it in person. There's a lot of confusion and hype around what the metaverse will be. For us, we see it as a natural progression of what we have been doing at Falcon Viz from the beginning. We define the metaverse as a 3D, real-time social medium where people can create and engage in shared experiences across many modalities of converged digital and real worlds. At the heart of this is digital twins, which we have been creating using drones and high-definition laser scanning for years. But now, within the metaverse, we can finally allow stakeholders to view their critical assets as they are in real life, enabling an embodied, immersive experience. The metaverse opens up new possibilities and how we will interact with our data in the future. We can go from viewing data as placeable AR models to jumping into our data at one-to-one scale, full immersion. We can connect critical information captured in structural reports, such as cracks and damage to a building, and immediately jump to those locations to examine the same area and gain a spatial awareness of the surroundings and the procedures that will need to be taken to make immediate repairs. At 1-to-1 scale, we can conduct the same slices of the HBIM to view them as if looking up at the building from the street level. There is no limit to how we can explore the data to gain insight not possible from 2D plans. We are excited to announce that this year we will be releasing the Falcon Viz Metaverse Lab for KSA, allowing new ways for you to explore your old and new data. These tools are not limited to just HBIM, but can even more easily be applied to any BIM project. We can handle mega projects and deliver mixed reality experiences. At Falcon Viz, we see this as just the beginning, and we look forward to developing the Metaverse Lab within KSA and applying it across the kingdom, leading one more step towards the 2030 vision. Thank you.
So the person you just heard speak is our Chief Innovation Officer, Dr. Neil Smith, and this is his iteration of the Falcon Viz Open Metaverse. And what we aim to do with this technology is to not only transform how we deal and manipulate with data, but to transcend physical limitations as well. So we can have multiple people overcome the physical barriers and limitations that are presented to them, to be present in the same environment, to look at the same type of data. And not only this, we've seen him interact directly with the PDF file, and it would take him right away to the segments that were annotated. So you can annotate, you can manipulate, you can view, you can do all of these things that would require a strenuous amount of time. And we realized this after Unlimited HBIM because we've generated terabytes and terabytes and terabytes of data that were all compressed down and simplified into a 2D platform and PDFs, which was not sufficient enough to show the amount of detail and the amount of effort and the amount of work that has went into all of this project. So this is why we present the Falcon Viz Open Metaverse Lab. Before I close off my presentation, I want each of you to take a moment and answer this question in your head, right? What industries would you say are the driving factors of economic growth that support the current vision of 2030? Take a moment, think of an industry or two. All right? No matter what your answer is, it is an industry that we've already set foot in. This is just a portion of our client base, and these are the industries that we work in. We've worked in government, engineering, construction, mining, real estate, agriculture. So we are a driving force of economic growth in Saudi Arabia. And with the open metaverse, we think that this growth can be expedited, can be done a lot more efficiently, and can be presented in a way that is true to the quality of the data that we generate. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you, Firas.